Guys, this is another strange story of how a landlord kept taking rent from a tenant while she lay dead in her flat for more than 2 years. Her name is Sheila. The remains of the 61-year-old Sheila was found in her home in Peckham, London in February this year 2022. The police forced their way into her third-floor flat and discovered her skeletal state. And Sheila was identified by her dental records, with police determining there were no suspicious circumstances to her death, which likely occurred in August 2019. Sheila was not married and her estranged families lived in South Africa. Was found dead on her sofa in February this year 2022. Though her neighbors claimed that they had repeatedly reported a foul stench coming from Sheila's flat as far back as October 2029 to Housing Association. After continued complaints about the smell and letters piling up outside her house, police were called twice to check, but the police believed that Sheila was safe and well. Officers felt that they didn't have enough reasons, to force their way in and left. So Sheila was last seen by her neighbors in April 2019 and paid her last monthly rent in August 2019. And so that is where the heartbreaking part of the story began. So when Sheila was when she lastly paid her house rent in August 2019, after her death, so she couldn't pay again. She couldn't pay. Then the Peabody Housing, group made an application to have the rent paid directly from Sheila's universal credit payments. Guys, you can't even believe this. This is so heart-wrenching. And then once the application was approved, her rent was paid each month from March 2020 to the Housing Society. However, no one, not even a soul, tried to make any contact with Sheila to know what's wrong with her, why she is no longer paying her house rent. They made application by themselves. Immediately the application was approved, so they decided to be taking her money directly from her universal credit payment. Guys, can't you see this is so heartbreaking? Without anyone even, trying to reach her or to know why is she no longer paying her house? Is she okay? Despite the callings, the complaint from the neighbors that this strong stench odor emanating from the room of Sheila, So it was said that officials tried to carry out a routine gas inspection in June 2020. However, when no one responded, the gas supply to the flat was cut off. Honestly, this is unbelievable. Somebody couldn't pay her house rent again. An application was made, to what they call it. Oh my goodness. An application was made to Housing Group for her rent to be taken directly from her universal credit, and it was granted. And then when it was this gas routine inspection in June 2020, however, no one responded and her gas supply also was cut off. She was paying rent while her gas was cut off and nobody suspected anything. Honestly, this is sometimes there are things, there are news that when you hear them, you just have to hold your heart. How possible? How come? Somebody is dead for almost 2 years as a dying. Then she couldn't pay her rent again. An application was made in order to be taking her money from her credit something, and it was granted. Then her rent was automatically being paid without her consent, and then her gas system was cut off. Oh, so God. Well, according to the director of the Peabody, he said that they had the pictures, only that they did not join the dots in order to paint the picture. That they're really not expected to force entry unless it's a very extreme situation. But neighbors were complaining that this foul smell, So detectives said that they believe she passed away in August 2019 after looking at the best before dates on the food in her fridge. Oh, goodness. Hope you guys understand this story. Detectives believe that Sheila passed away in August 2019 after looking at the expiration date on the food in her fridge. So Sheila had a telephone appointment in August 2019, on 14th of August 2019 with her doctor. She said she felt wheezy and sometimes out of breath. So that's according to her GP this time. So she was supposed to meet with her GP the next day, but she never attended the appointment. And then her flat was found very tidy with no sign of forced entry. There was no visible sign of trauma to the skull or chest area. And a post-mortem was not able to find the cause of death as Sheila's body was too decomposed. Oh my goodness. So the Peabody Association, Housing Association, sent a letter to all the tenants in the block apologizing for the missed opportunities in Sheila's body being undiscovered for 2.5 years. Oh my goodness. So Sheila is said to be originally from South Africa. Her mother came to England in 1954 and thereby gave birth to one Mr. Victor, who happens to be a senior brother to Sheila. And after that, Sheila was born. Meanwhile, Sheila has this beautiful half-sister back in South Africa. And it was also gathered that when Sheila's mother died in London, Sheila sent her mother's corpse to her half-sister back in South Africa for her mother to be given a befitting burial. And also, it's not obvious if Sheila's mother was ever married, as there's no name of any father or husband, relating to the children. So Sheila also is not married. She only have a brother called Victor. But funny enough, how possible that somebody, can't even come to check on her to know why is she not responding her letters, why is she not picking her calls? Anyway, there's a lesson we have to, we need to learn from this story. It's so painful, so sad. And a lot of neighbors in this particular building we are seeing are living simply because their children are traumatized, and they're also traumatized that how could a neighbor, how could they be living with a corpse for 2.5 years without anybody suspecting anything? In fact, they suspected, but without police or Peabody Association taking any action of any sort, despite, having red flags, to give them enough suspicions. May God help us.